This week on Wildcat News, we found out what the band was up to over the summer.
Students visited different countries.
And the tennis courts finally get resurfaced.
All these stories and more coming up because Wildcat News starts now. Good morning, West Johnston. I'm Ariel Andrews.
And I'm Chase Faircloth. Although summer is a time to get away, some didn't have the chance to relax. Hannah Creech reports.
This past July, marching band met to get the 2016-2017 season started. Freshman Emma Pollard attended band camp for the first time.
Everybody's been really welcoming and really inviting, and I think that's a great thing, especially for someone like me who's a newcomer. Overall, it's been really good. I've had a lot of fun, and I've gotten the chance to meet a lot of new people.
Junior Hudson Roberts thinks the band program has drastically improved since he was a freshman, but there are still some challenges.
We're doing really well this year. I feel that we can just try to keep a more positive attitude, and I feel like that would make rehearsals go faster. I've learned that getting better is a process, and you never really can be the best you can be until you do it more and more and more.
Roberts believes that band camp brings marching band together as a whole.
We do team building exercises every day after lunch for about 30 minutes, and those are just hilarious. And when you're out in 90-degree heat all day and you're sweating, sometimes bleeding, it just keeps you guys together as a family.
For Roberts, band camp is crucial for the season ahead.
This is basically where we learn the show and get into the groove of rehearsals. I mean, if we didn't have band camp, we wouldn't have the show finished, and we'd probably never have the show finished.
Despite the hot weather and long hours, Pollard thinks it was worth it.
I'm around so many nice people and so many people that I love, and I'm doing what I love, and that can make it really a lot more tolerable.
I'm Hannah Creech, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Hannah.
This summer, a group of students went abroad on a carousel tour of Europe.
My favorite part was London because it was close to America, but you could still, it was a different culture than just the United States itself.
It was actually better than I expected it to be because I kind of had worries that all the big cities and glamorous shots that you see in movies and stuff, it wouldn't really live up to it. But when you get there, you find out that it really is just as amazing as the media portrays it. It was a lot cheaper than anything you would pay just to go to one country. So for 17 days in 7 countries, I think that I couldn't have found anything better to do with my money in a lifetime.
There are many advantages to having exposure to foreign countries.
I think it's important for kids at a young age to go and experience other places because Johnston County has a bunch of the same stuff, so you don't really get to see different things. And when you go outside of the country, it's a whole new, I guess you could say, life.
I think that giving yourself a bigger foundation by getting more experiences when you're young just sets you up to have a more enjoyable future.
While abroad, the students learned about many differences between America and other countries. However, Hill says there are some commonalities.
One thing that I noticed that was common to all countries is they didn't feel that different. It's like they all had such diverse cultures and landscapes and weather, but they all just felt like an extension of America. And that just goes to show that it is the same Earth, and wherever you go, things are going to be the same. It's not going to be an entire culture shock.
I've never been out of the country.
Well, Chase, you should go if you get the chance. I had the trip of a lifetime.
While students were away, the tennis courts were recovered. Landry Connors tells us more.
After years of neglect, the tennis courts were redone over the summer. The ladies' tennis coach, Amanda Fisher, shares her reaction to the new courts.
Feels really good after 14 years to get them redone and resurfaced so we don't have to worry about the girls' or the boys' tennis team safety anymore.
Going back and forth on getting new courts, the measures were taken.
To get the courts redone, we sent in a few emails to the county, but ultimately our principal, Dr. Paula Coates, took the head on it and went up to the county and started getting the ball rolling on getting these redone. We had a few students get hurt last year during the boys season, and we didn't want that to happen this year.
Fisher and senior Sabrina Fink explained how the courts looked and felt.
You couldn't see the lines anymore. It felt like you were playing on gravel. It also had mold and mildew that made it very, very slippery. If there was the slightest bit of water, rain, or anything, we couldn't play on them for a few days if it rained.
The old courts, there was no blue. It was just like a dull green, and they're really cracked, and they were just not nice to play on.
Fink believes that the new courts have helped more than just the students' safety.
I think our team has benefited from the new courts. I think they're much nicer to look at and play on, and they're more appealing and makes us more motivated to play on. So I think it's much nicer that we have these new courts.
I'm Landry Connors, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Landry.
That gets me pumped for sports this year.
Well, the hype might be missing without a spirit club. Senior Nick Galena expresses his feelings on the subject.
Well, I think it's pretty dumb because you see all like Clayton, Cleveland, and Garner, they're getting posted on all these Spirit Club pages. And West, I think we have like 5 people maybe there.
Basketball coach Scotty Williams believes that the audience is lacking something.
I would say with the student section from past years, there was a little more structure in terms of what was happening, which is unfortunate because this year's teams at West Johnston are making huge leaps, and they would love support from the student section. And in general, I would say the biggest difference has been there's less support and there's less organization and communication from the top.
We have no clue what's going on, like what kind of theme it is, and it's just not organized at all.
Although there are doubts, Galena and Williams have confidence in the Spirit Club's future.
Well, hopefully if we get an advisor, we could just get it all organized and a lot more people, because the turnouts are just not good.
The Spirit Club, in order to become more successful, needs, in my opinion, 3 things. Number 1, they do need a teacher to honestly communicate between the students and the administration. Number 2, they need a student leader or a small group of student leaders who are motivated enough to come to almost everything and bring full-on energy. And 3, a commitment to every sport that plays at West Johnston, because we support some of the high-dollar sports, and we should. We absolutely should. They're totally worth it. But there are, like I said, sports in other areas that are doing really, really well. And all of those athletes deserve just as much loud and rowdy support as we give to our high-dollar sports.
The JV football team gained a new coach this year. Marissa Prendergast reveals more. Joshua Banfalvey is returning after graduating in 2014 to help coach JV football. Readjusting was the hardest part for him.
I went from playing the game of football to coaching it, so I went on YouTube a lot. I looked up a lot of videos on different drills and stuff like that. I took advice from the coaches that we have out here already, and that was probably the toughest part for me.
Thursday, August 25th, 2016, Banfalvey experienced the other side of things as he coached his first JV game.
My first game, I felt like I was kind of more watching the game as opposed to coaching it, and Coach Williams told me that that's how it was going to be. But as the game started going, I started noticing myself talking to the players more and coaching them up on the sidelines.
Sophomore Austin Dickerson is one of the few players that has the opportunity to work with the young coach. The JV athletes appreciate his coaching style.
He's friendly to pretty much everybody, and then if you do something wrong, he's a coach and he'll coach you up. He especially bonds with the kids that he coaches, like the receivers. He's a receiver coach, and I'm a receiver, and he's helped me a lot through these past couple of weeks with him.
Like I go out there and I demonstrate a lot of this stuff, like with the wide receivers, the routes, I demonstrate how I want them run.
Coach Banfalvey was completely okay with being chosen to help coach the JV team.
Being a younger coach, it works better working with the younger kids because the seniors that are seniors this year were freshmen when I was a senior.
Banfalvey has a plan for what needs to be done to improve this season.
I'm trying to play the best people as much as I can, trying to develop the people that I feel like can play, and I just want to see everybody out there, and I want to see us succeed this year.
I'm Marissa Prendergast, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Marissa. Well, that's all for us this week. If you have any comments, questions, or story leads, email us at wjstudentmedia@gmail.com or send us a tweet at wjstudentmedia.
And you watch Wildcat News at home, on the go, or catch up on past episodes, go to wjstudentmedia.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Chase Faircloth.
And I'm Ariel Andrews. Thanks for watching and have a great week.